I'm excited to be here today to create a card for Technique Junkies, but first I want to tell you about the Technique Junkies December inventory reduction sale. There are a section of stamps that are on sale for 35% off, and if you use my code TJ10Tracy, you can save an additional 10%, which gives you a 45% savings on this section. So head on over to Technique Junkies and check out what they have to offer and take advantage of this great inventory reduction sale. Let's get started. This stamp set is called Snowflakes Set of 9, number SS098. This is not part of the inventory reduction stamp sets. This one has 6 snowflakes and 3 sentiments. The sentiments read, "A snowflake is winter's butterfly. If hugs were snowflakes, I'd send you a blizzard. Good friends are like snowflakes, all different and all beautiful." I'm going to start using a piece of Hammermill premium paper. This paper weighs 100 pounds and is ultra smooth. I'll have it linked below in my description box. I'm going to be using my embossing powder tool to add some anti-static powder on the top of this card panel. The card panel is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. In case you're wondering, this brush is refillable and you prime it by sliding the sleeve of the brush up and down, and that then allows you to get additional anti-static powder. I'll have this linked in my description box below. I'm going to use an acrylic block and some Versamark ink and randomly stamp random snowflakes onto my card panel. Now you have to make sure you have good lighting for this because Versamark ink is clear and it's a little bit hard to see on top of white paper, but not impossible if you look really close and have good lighting. And again, I have just random places where I'm stamping these snowflakes, trying to fill the card panel, which then I am going to apply white embossing powder over and heat emboss it and then ink blend on top of it. I'm trying to be careful that my snowflakes don't overlap each other, but it's okay if they do. They're snowflakes after all. When they come down from the sky, they stick together, and that's natural in nature. I'm also stamping off the edge of my card panel. That way my snowflakes look like they're coming in to the card panel from all sides. It actually is a quite cool effect and turns out pretty nice, I think. And I'm saving these smaller snowflakes for the last, using them to fill in the sections that don't have anything stamped on them yet. Again, that's Versamark clear embossing ink. Now I have white embossing powder, and I'm going to sprinkle that over top of this embossed panel, and I will use my heat tool then to melt this embossing powder. I did speed this section up for the sake of time because this is just pretty basic stuff here, and I move a little bit slow, so I didn't want to make the video very long. Okay, I'm going to grab my heat gun and then we will watch the magic happen as that heat gun melts that embossing powder and we see the imprint of the snowflakes. This is actually clear embossing powder, excuse me. It is not white embossing powder, it is clear. Okay, so I'm going to be using Catherine Pooler inks, and I have 3 different colors, Serene, Cummerbund, and Cove Blue. I'm using foam domed blending tools, starting with that Cummerbund and ink blending right over top of those embossed snowflakes. There's no rhyme or reason here as to where I'm placing my ink. I'm just changing it up so that I have different colors of ink on the embossed panel. I think these two colors look really nice together. That's Serene and Cummerbund. And it's really no surprise. They're from the Catherine Pooler Date Night ink collection, so they do go together very well. And then I bring in Cove Blue and I fill in some of that. I try not to oversaturate my card panel. I blend off onto a piece of scrap paper first. But this is a nice rich blue color. I guess it's almost navy blue. It does look pretty nice though up against that Serene and Cummerbund. And if you don't have Catherine Pooler inks, just use what you have. I find that having a juicy ink pad really helps when it comes to being able to ink blend backgrounds. I just love how this looks. These are definitely non-traditional colors, but I guess colors that you do see in some Christmas decor. And this isn't necessarily a Christmas or holiday card. The sentiments are more closely related to just everyday friendship, but you certainly could use it for a holiday card if you'd like. And one thing to keep in mind, these are dye-based inks, so they will fade back a little bit once they dry completely, but I'm really pleased with how this turned out. Now there's a final step that you want to do when you do this emboss resist technique. You want to take a paper towel or a dry baby wipe and wipe ink off of your image. So here I have these snowflakes, butterflies, these snowflakes, and I'm just wiping off that extra ink so that the embossed image really stands out. Now I have a couple sentiments that I'm going to stamp. This is directly from the stamp set. Again, I'm using my embossing tool brush. I'm going to cover the paper with that and then stamp the sentiments on this paper. And this is just Hammermill Premium paper. So I'm taking all three sentiments from the stamp set and I am embossing all three of them using Versamark ink and clear embossing powder. Yeah, so while I'm doing this, I just want to remind you to check out Technique Junkies for their big sale. There are stamps that have been put in the discontinued category. You can save 35% off those stamps. And then if you use my coupon code, which is TJ10Tracy, you can save an additional 10%, which would have you saving 45% on the discontinued stamps. And then that 10% would apply to anything else that you would have that you're purchasing. So if you're purchasing, for example, this stamp set, if you use my coupon code, you would save 10% on that. And you don't have to do anything special. The discontinued stamps, when you go to checkout, it will automatically deduct the savings. You do need to use my code TJ10Tracy to save an additional 10%. You see, I'm just ink blending these sentiments. These are the ones I just heat embossed with clear embossing powder. I'm using the same color Catherine Pooler inks right over top of these sentiments. Cummerbund, Serene, and Cove Blue. While you're looking at these still shots of the finished card, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and click the bell so that you're notified of when my videos are posted and when I go live. Don't forget to give this a thumbs up and please leave a comment below. I appreciate each and every one of you that leave a comment, and I definitely read every single comment that is left. It means the world to me to hear from each of you. Thanks so much for watching. Have a hopeful day. Bye-bye.